The story of aircraft carriers begins in the early 20th century. This was a time of great innovation in aviation. Navies around the world were experimenting with using aircraft for military purposes. At first, ships only carried observation balloons. These balloons provided a high vantage point for spotting enemy ships. Soon, inventors developed seaplanes. These aircraft could take off and land on water. Navies began to see the potential of seaplanes for reconnaissance and bombing missions. They started to build ships with platforms for launching and recovering these aircraft. The first true aircraft carrier was HMS, commissioned by the Royal Navy in 1917. It was originally a battle cruiser with a large flight deck built onto its bow. It could launch aircraft, but not recover them. In 1922, the Imperial Japanese Navy commissioned the first purpose-built aircraft carrier. It featured a full-length flight deck and a hangar for storing aircraft. This design became the standard for all future aircraft carriers. The importance of aircraft carriers became undeniable during World War II. The conflict showcased their strategic and tactical value in naval warfare. Carriers could project power far beyond a nation's shores. They became crucial for controlling sea lanes and launching attacks on enemy fleets and land targets. The attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 demonstrated the devastating power of carrier-based aircraft. Japanese carriers launched a surprise attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet in Hawaii. This event crippled the American fleet and drew the United States into World War II. The Battle of Midway in 1942 was a turning point in the Pacific War. American carrier-based aircraft decisively defeated a Japanese fleet. This victory demonstrated the importance of air power in naval warfare. It marked the beginning of the end for Japan's dominance in the Pacific. Throughout the war, aircraft carriers played a crucial role in numerous battles. They proved their worth in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters. Their ability to launch and recover aircraft at sea made them invaluable assets. Aircraft carriers are much more than just floating airfields. They are powerful symbols of national prestige and military might. Their presence alone can deter aggression and influence political events. Carriers allow nations to project power globally. They can respond to crises and protect their interests far from their own shores. The ability to control the seas is vital for global trade and security. Aircraft carriers are essential for maintaining freedom of navigation and protecting sea lanes. They can escort merchant ships, deter piracy, and ensure the free flow of goods and resources. In times of conflict, carriers provide a mobile and flexible platform for launching airstrikes. They can strike enemy targets from a safe distance. They also support ground troops with close air support and reconnaissance. Their presence can quickly shift the balance of power in a region. Modern aircraft carriers are marvels of engineering and technology. They are among the largest and most complex warships ever built. Their design prioritizes the efficient launching, landing, and maintenance of aircraft. Thousands of sailors work tirelessly to keep these floating cities operational. The flight deck is the most recognizable feature of an aircraft carrier. It is a massive steel platform designed for aircraft operations. The flight deck is angled to assist with takeoffs and landings. It is also equipped with catapults to launch aircraft and arresting wires to catch them on landing. Below the flight deck is the hangar deck, where aircraft are stored and maintained. The hangar deck is a massive space filled with aircraft spare parts and maintenance equipment. A network of elevators transports aircraft between the hangar deck and the flight deck. The lower decks of the carrier house the ship's propulsion systems, living quarters, and other essential facilities. The ship's island, a towering structure on one side of the flight deck, houses the bridge, air traffic control, and other command and control centers. Section 5. Legends of the deep famous aircraft carriers and their stories. Throughout history, certain aircraft carriers have become legendary for their roles in pivotal battles and their enduring legacies. These ships and their crews have left an indelible mark on naval history. Their stories continue to inspire and captivate people around the world. USS Enterprise, CV-6, was a Yorktown-class carrier commissioned in 1938. She earned 20 battle stars, the most of any U.S. ship in World War II. Enterprise participated in nearly every major battle in the Pacific theater. She was present at the Battle of Midway, the Battle of the Eastern Solomons, and the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands, among many others. She was nicknamed the Big E and became a symbol of American resilience and determination. HMS Illustrious was an illustrious class carrier commissioned in 1940. She played a crucial role in the Mediterranean theater during World War II. Illustrious survived multiple attacks by German and Italian forces. She became known as the unsinkable ship for her resilience. Ijin Akagi was a Kaga-class carrier commissioned in 1927. She was the flagship of the Japanese fleet during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Akagi also participated in the Battle of the Coral Sea and the Battle of Midway. She was sunk by American dive bombers at Midway. Section 6. Nuclear Titans, Supercarriers, and the Rise of Naval Aviation. After World War II, the development of jet aircraft and nuclear propulsion revolutionized aircraft carrier design. The United States led the way in building larger, faster, and more powerful carriers. These supercarriers could carry more aircraft, launch them faster, and operate for longer periods without refueling. The first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier was USS CVN-65, commissioned in 1961. Was the largest warship ever built at the time. She could operate for years without refueling, giving her unparalleled range and endurance. The Nimitz class, first commissioned in 1975, became the backbone of the U.S. Navy's carrier fleet. These massive ships displace over 100,000 tons and can carry up to 90 aircraft. 10 Nimitz-class carriers were built, and they continue to serve as a powerful symbol of American naval dominance. The newest generation of U.S. supercarriers is the Gerald R. Ford class. The first ship in the class, USS CVN-78, was commissioned in 2017. These carriers feature numerous technological advancements, including electromagnetic catapults and advanced arresting gear, to improve aircraft launching and recovery operations. Section 7. Modern missions carriers in the 21st century. In the 21st century, aircraft carriers remain vital assets for navies around the world. They continue to play a crucial role in maintaining global security, projecting power, and responding to crises. Their missions have evolved to meet the changing nature of warfare and international relations. Carriers are often deployed to regions of tension or conflict as a show of force, or to support diplomatic efforts. Their presence alone can deter aggression and reassure allies. They can also provide humanitarian assistance and disaster relief following natural disasters. The fight against terrorism has also become a major focus for carrier strike groups. Carriers can launch airstrikes against terrorist targets and provide support for special operations forces. They can also be used to gather intelligence and conduct surveillance in support of counterterrorism operations. Section 8. Future of the Fleet. New Technologies and Challenges. The future of aircraft carriers is constantly evolving as new technologies emerge and new challenges arise. Navies around the world are investing in research and development to maintain their technological edge and ensure their carriers remain relevant and effective in the 21st century and beyond. One major area of development is unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. UAVs, also known as drones, offer greater range, endurance, and flexibility than manned aircraft. Navies are increasingly integrating UAVs into their carrier air wings to enhance their capabilities. Hypersonic missiles, which travel at speeds greater than Mach 5, pose a significant threat to aircraft carriers. Navies are developing new defensive systems and tactics to counter this threat. They are also investing in directed energy weapons, such as lasers, which could provide a more effective defense against hypersonic missiles. The increasing sophistication of cyber warfare also poses a challenge to aircraft carriers. Navies are working to harden their systems against cyber attacks and develop new strategies to operate effectively in a contested cyber domain. Section 9. Conclusion. Giants of the sea, guardians of the globe. Aircraft carriers have come a long way since their humble beginnings. From the early experimental platforms to the nuclear-powered behemoths of today, these ships have played a pivotal role in shaping naval warfare and global affairs. They are symbols of national power, technological prowess, and the enduring human spirit of exploration and innovation. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: aircraft carriers will continue to evolve and adapt to meet the challenges of a changing world. They will remain vital assets for navies around the world, safeguarding maritime security, projecting power, and defending freedom across the vast expanse of the world's oceans. These giants of the sea will continue to stand watch as guardians of the globe.